Hey, good morning, good morning. How is everybody doing out there in YouTube land today? Yeah. Well, I haven't been putting out many videos lately. Yeah, I just kind of lost interest in the whole YouTube thing, tell you the truth. I never have monetized my channel. My channel was never about the views. It was never about making money off of YouTube. My whole idea about this YouTube channel was basically as a gift to the new guys coming into the industry. Show them how come in here and do it right without getting used and abused and treated like a slave. That's the main reason why I did my YouTube channel. Because I'll tell you, when I was coming into the industry about 5 years ago, and remember, I drove a truck back in the 80s and 90s. So I knew what I was looking for, when I come back into the business. And it was just absolutely amazing to me the way that these schools and these big mega carriers and how it was all orchestrated basically to take advantage of the guy looking for a job. I find it absolutely shameful. It's still going on today. Matter of fact, they've passed a law, and it was supposed to go into effect a couple years ago, but legislation had kicked the can down the road. But it is supposed to go into effect in February of 2022, that now you have to go to school for 160 hours from a nationally accredited school before you're even allowed to take the test for your CDL. Most dumbass thing I've ever seen in my life. Go $5,000-$7,000 in debt just to have somebody teach you one day's worth of material to teach you how to pass your CDL test. Freaking asinine. But this is an absolutely wicked, sinful world that we live in, and it is getting worse and worse every day. And that's a lot of why I haven't been doing YouTube, is what's going on here in the world, what they're doing to our country, what they're doing to our people. And I'm going to tell you, the time to, they say, well, they keep it up, going to be time to pick up a rifle and take this country back. No, son, that was frickin' 20 years ago. And ain't nobody ever acted on it, and they're not going to. Because I think the American male has been pussified and feminized to the point now that they're hard to meet the definition of a man. Those of us that are willing to pick up the rifle and fight, well, most of us are 50, 60 years old now. And that's kind of part of their plan. But anyway, I don't want to get into the politics and the state of the world. It just makes me mad. Now, I will tell you this. I'm on home time. Matter of fact, getting ready to go pick up my rental car here in just a minute. But and I'll tell you the way I like to do my home time. I like to take 4 or 5 days off. I like to stay out for, 3.5 weeks, 4 weeks, and then come home for 4 or 5 days. And the way that I like to do it is I like to come home, the last 2 days of the month and the first 2 days of the month be on home time. So I split my home time so it falls on either side of the month. That way I can get those miles to make all the bonuses and stuff during the month, so I can get the highest pay. And there's another thing, about pay in this industry. I make right at $100,000 a year driving as a company driver for Magnum. And I will tell you that even in my own company, there's drivers that have animosity toward me because I haven't been with the company as long as they do, and I make a lot more money than they do. But here's the key to it. If you talk to somebody long enough, you find out why they don't make the kind of money you do. For instance, somebody goes, man, I sure would like to make the kind of money you do. So, well, you ought to become a trainer. Oh, no, I'm not going to train. So you're not willing to do what it takes to make the bigger bucks. Man, I'd like to make the kind of money that you do. Well, you need to stay out 6 weeks at a time so you can get those mega miles so you can go for that 12,500 mile bonus every month. Well, yeah, I don't like to run that hard, though. Okay. Well, you can help promote the company. I mean, you work for the best company. You got the best product in the world. I mean, you're doing somebody a favor by getting them a job here. And the company doesn't spend any money on advertising. They pay it all to their drivers for driver referral. They'll pay you $2,000 for a referral. Yeah, but I don't like talking to people. I don't want to do that. Well, be happy with your 65, 70 grand a year then. As a company driver. And that's the funny thing. When you go to orientation, in orientation, the company is going to tell you all the things that they're willing to pay you for. Every time they say, yeah, we'll pay you for this or we'll pay you for that, you need to write that down. Make that to heart. And on to the next subject. Once you got a couple years out here on OTR and you're starting to make really good money, you need to start investing on your exit plan. And what I mean by that is, some guys can drive these trucks, forever. But if you've been out here for, a few years, we call it the honeymoon stage. At first, it's a honeymoon. I mean, you're just loving it. I mean, it's not a job. It's an adventure. It's going all these different places and seeing the nation. And, it's the honeymoon stage. Eventually, the honeymoon stage runs out. And then you get into the monotonous task of the maintaining your life stage. But eventually, and just like in any marriage, you're going to eventually come to that point where it's like hall sex. The only way that y'all interact is hall sex. Now, do y'all know what I mean by hall sex? It's where you walk past each other in the hallway and go, fuck you, no, fuck you. That's all. And OTR, the relationship eventually gets there too. I will tell you, I've been out here going on 5 years now, and I'm starting to get to that point. But I'll also tell you this, that while I've been out here running, I've been investing in other businesses. Basically so that I don't need the income. It's eventually going to get to the point where I don't need to be out here no more. Well, it's kind of been that way all along, hasn't it? But anyway. But I absolutely enjoy this business. I love OTR. I wouldn't really want to do trucking any other way. Had people, they get upset at me because I talk about pulling reefer and they go, there's other ways to make a living in the industry. Yeah, I started out in flatbed, dumbass. So don't go there with me. But I like pulling reefer. A lot of guys don't. I do. But then again, they're like, well, I don't like delivering at 3 o'clock in the morning. Well, I do. And let me tell you why I like delivering at 3 o'clock in the morning. Like here, my last load I delivered in Wisconsin, it had a, what was it? Yeah, it was 3:30 in the morning delivery time. Now I got there about 6 o'clock in the evening before, and I shut down. I just pulled up to the receiver and stopped about a block away and parked there next to the road, crawled back there in the sleeper and went to bed, set my alarm clock for 2:30. I woke up at 2:30, started the truck up, pulled up to the gate, checked in, got into a door, backed into a door, got all checked in. As soon as I got checked in and backed into a door, I went back in the sleeper and went back to bed and slept until they decided they wanted that door back, and they come out and knocked on my door and said, "Hey driver, you're done. You need to get your paperwork and get out of here." Well, hell, it was 8 o'clock in the morning by the time they came. I got a full night's sleep. So I got up for an hour and backed the truck into the door. But I had a full night's sleep. And more. You know, that's how you do reefer. Yeah, you get to where you can actually sleep like a baby while they're loading and unloading a truck. You know, you acclimatize to it, you get used to it. But anyway, I love this industry. I love this trucking stuff. It's just way cool. I wish I'd, you know, in some ways I wish I'd have started this when I was a young man and just did this my whole life. In other ways, I'm glad I didn't, because I wouldn't have the things that I do have in my life. But love this. I love this, living in the truck, running all over the country. It's cool. But that being said, I had a really close friend that you just never know what's going to happen from day to day. And one day he was perfectly healthy, and the next day he thought he was going to lose his life. And today he knows he will never be in a big truck again. How absolutely blessed we are that those of us that don't have to do that. How blessed we are. Some of us don't even realize it. But I need to go pick up my rental car. See, I don't own a car. Why would I own a car? I'm only home for 3 or 4 days a week. I mean, 3 or 4 days a month, or 5. This time I got here on Monday. I'm here at home for 6 days this time. But I don't own a car. There's no reason paying big car payment and insurance and all that for a car that sits, 80% of the time. So I just rent a car when I come home. Drive a brand new car every time. What can I say? But I do. I'm probably buy me one here for too long, because I don't know how much of this trucking life I got left in me. That's one of the things I'm doing this week, is I had to get my LLC set up through the Secretary of State. I got a DBA file today. I got business licensings to apply for in another business. Matter of fact, I had meetings yesterday with contractors to build a facility. Build actually multiple facilities, but and that's the deal. Be smart out here as a trucker. I'm going to tell you, the first 2 years you're in trucking, get your finances straight. do the techniques that you need, get your credit score up around 800. Start doing the things necessary that no matter what, you got options in life. If you absolutely don't have a clue what to do and you don't know what to do, and let me tell you the best investment you can ever make: raw land. Raw land. Just buy a chunk of land, all right? I'm going to tell you, with the land that I own, I generally find that I either double or triple my money every 10 years with those properties. Just saying, guys. You can be a truck driver and be a multimillionaire. It's possible. And only own one truck. You can do whatever you want to do in this world, guys. Don't get your head on backwards and get all discouraged and go, oh, whoa, how miserable is me. Because you ain't seeing the picture if that's what you're doing. This trucking industry is the most amazing second chance, do-over, start up again thing that you could possibly do. Take advantage of it. Use it, because it's going to use you, that's for sure. Anyway, I don't want to take up a whole bunch of your time. Besides, I got a rental car to go pick up. Me and the kiddo had a good time last night. Just me and my daughter. I took her out to eat at Outback. And this is what you got to look forward to. With tip, we had a $130 meal. Didn't even blink an eye at it. And I want that for you, each and every one of you. I want y'all to be successful. I want y'all to make money. That's why I did the YouTube thing. Come along for the ride. See what I do. I don't mind showing you. There's enough out here for all of us. I remember when I come back to Oklahoma and I had a marble and stone business, and I stopped by my best friend's house and was talking to his mother. She's like a second mother to me. His dad is the one that taught me how to be a stonemason. And that was a trade that no matter what happened in my life, I could always fall back on and make $100 an hour at. But I remember when I was sitting there visiting with his mom, and he come in and he was all upset. Mom, you know what he's doing? He's doing the same thing I'm doing. He's doing, he was all upset. And his mother looked at him, and she was an angel of a person. And she goes, John, you just need to settle down. There's enough of that business out there for both of you. And she's right. There's enough of this trucking business out here for all of us. No matter what business you get into, there's enough of it out here for all of us. Help your fellow man. Help somebody else do the same thing you're doing. Anyway, I got to get out of here, dudes. I got things I got to do today. God bless you each and every one. Remember, you too can save the world. All you got to do is be nice to each other. Good day.